The worst cat carrier usually looks perfectly fine online. It has soft sides, a cute color, a smiling cat in the product photo. Maybe it even says airline approved, escape-proof, comfortable, and premium. Then the real day comes. The zipper gaps open in the parking lot. The bottom sags under the cat's weight. The mesh tears when a scared paw hits it. The handle digs into your hand. The carrier folds in the car seat. And suddenly the cheapest product in the cart becomes the most stressful thing you own. This is why cat carriers are one of the easiest products for brands to overcharge on. Most owners only use them a few times a year, so they do not know what matters until the cat is already panicking. Today, this is a Pet Lady buyer audit. 5 cat carrier traps that rob you blind, and 5 carrier types that are actually worth buying. This is not about shaming every cheap carrier. A simple carrier can be excellent, and an expensive carrier can be a waste. The question is not the price tag. The question is whether the carrier solves the actual problems: escape risk, ventilation, stability, cleaning, car safety, airline fit, and vet day stress. Trap number 1. The fake airline-approved carrier. This is one of the biggest traps in the whole category. A listing says airline approved, and owners assume that means the carrier will be accepted on every flight. It does not. Airlines have their own rules. Aircraft have different underseat spaces. Staff can check size, structure, ventilation, and whether the cat can fit comfortably. A carrier can be advertised as airline approved and still be rejected if it does not fit the specific airline's requirements. The trap is that some brands use the phrase like a magic stamp. The product page focuses on the words, not the measurements. What matters is the actual size. You need the carrier's length, width, and height. You need the airline's current underseat dimensions. You need enough flexibility for a soft carrier to fit, but not so much softness that the carrier collapses around the cat. Ventilation matters too. A tiny mesh patch is not enough. A cat in a closed travel bag needs airflow from multiple sides, especially during delays, car rides, and warm rooms. The Worth It version is a soft airline-style carrier with real dimensions, strong mesh panels, secure zippers, a firm base, and enough structure that it does not turn into a fabric taco when you pick it up. For flying, do not buy the carrier because the ad says airline approved. Buy it because the measurements match your airline, the ventilation is obvious, and the cat can stand, turn, and lie down naturally. Subscribe to Eloise Watkins for cat product audits that save money before checkout. Trap number 2. The cute soft carrier with weak zippers. Soft carriers are popular because they look less scary than hard plastic crates. They are lighter, easier to carry, and often easier to store. But the weak point is usually the door. A cat does not need human strength to escape a bad zipper. A scared cat only needs pressure, claws, and one tiny gap. Once the zipper track separates, the carrier becomes a costume bag with handles. This is why some cheap soft carriers are not really cheap. If the zipper is weak, the mesh is flimsy, or the stitching around the opening bends too easily, the risk shows up on the worst day. Walking through a parking lot, standing near a road, or waiting in a noisy vet lobby. The product photo will never show you this. It shows the carrier sitting empty on a table. It does not show a frightened 10-pound cat pushing against the corner with every muscle in its body. The Worth It version has locking zipper pulls, reinforced corners, thick stitching around the doors, and mesh that feels tough enough to resist claws. The base should stay flat when lifted. The cat should not slide into one corner like groceries in a bag. Before trusting any soft carrier, test it at home. Put a towel and a little weight inside. Lift it by the handle. Watch the bottom. Push gently around the zipper line. If it bows open with your fingers, do not expect it to hold a frightened cat. Trap number 3. The fashion backpack carrier. Backpack carriers look convenient. They free your hands. They look modern. Some have bubble windows, clear domes, bright colors, and a futuristic shape. But many of them are built more for human attention than cat comfort. The problem is posture and airflow. Some backpack carriers force the cat into a cramped upright position. Some have poor ventilation. Some trap heat because clear plastic does not breathe. Some swing and bounce with every step, which can make a nervous cat feel unstable. There are cats who tolerate backpacks well, but a cat tolerating something on camera is not the same as a product being a good everyday travel choice. The worst versions sell the fantasy of taking your cat everywhere while ignoring what most cats actually want during travel: stability, shade, airflow, and a safe hiding feeling. The Worth It version is a structured backpack with multiple mesh panels, a firm base, enough horizontal space for the cat to settle, and a shape that does not force the cat to sit like luggage. It should also be easy to put down without tipping. If the backpack is mostly clear plastic, has tiny air holes, and looks more like a display case than a resting space, that is not a cat carrier. That is a stress chamber with straps. Trap number 4. The hard crate with flimsy latches. Hard carriers can be excellent, For many vet trips, they are the smartest choice. They are easier to clean, they protect the cat better from bumps, and many have a more stable shape than soft bags. But cheap hard carriers can fail in a different way. The plastic can be thin. The door latch can feel loose. The top and bottom can connect with weak clips. The handle can be attached to the top shell only, which means the whole carrier depends on plastic tabs staying locked while your cat is inside. That is not where you want to save $2. A hard carrier should feel boring and solid. The door should close cleanly. Latch should not wiggle open. The top and bottom should be secured by screws or strong locking points. The handle should feel stable when the carrier is loaded, not just when it is empty. The worth it version for many homes is a 2-door hard carrier with a front door and a top door. The top door is not a luxury feature. It can make vet visits easier because the cat does not have to be dragged out through the front while gripping the floor. A nervous cat can often be lifted more calmly from above, and some exams can begin while the cat stays partly inside the bottom half. If you only buy one everyday carrier for vet trips, a sturdy 2-door hard carrier is usually one of the safest bets. Trap number 5, the luxury carrier that solves the wrong problem. Some carriers are expensive because they are genuinely better. Better materials, better structure, better cleaning, better comfort, better safety design. But some are expensive because they look like luxury luggage. That is the trap. A cat does not care if the carrier matches your outfit. The cat cares if the carrier is stable, breathable, washable, and secure. Owners get robbed when they pay for the look while still getting weak zippers, poor ventilation, a sagging floor, or a shape the cat hates. Luxury details can even create new problems. Fancy fabric may stain. Decorative hardware may be heavy. Narrow openings may make loading harder. A beautiful carrier that cannot be cleaned after an accident is not premium. It is expensive stress. The worth it version is a carrier where the money goes into function. Removable washable padding, strong doors, quality mesh, a base that stays level, good access points, seatbelt pass-throughs or attachment points if it is intended for car use, replacement parts if possible. If a brand spends more time showing the carrier next to a handbag than showing the zipper, base, door, ventilation, and cleaning process, be careful. Now here are the 5 types actually worth buying. Worth buying number 1. A sturdy 2-door hard carrier for vet visits. This is the practical workhorse. It does not need to be glamorous. It needs to be strong, wipeable, and easy to open from the front and top. For many cats, top loading is the difference between a calm appointment and a wrestling match. Choose one that is big enough for the cat to turn around, but not so huge that the cat slides around during movement. Bigger is not always better. Stable is better. Worth buying number 2. A flexible soft carrier for flights. For air travel, soft carriers often make more sense because they can flex under the seat, but do not trust the words on the listing alone. Check the airline's current size rules before each trip. Look for strong mesh, locking zippers, a washable liner, a firm insert base, and clear dimensions. If your cat is large, do not rely on a carrier just because it says large. Check the weight limit and the real interior space. Worth buying number 3. A large cat carrier with a real base. Many carriers say large, but the floor tells the truth. A large cat needs a base that does not bend into a hammock. When the floor sags, the cat feels unstable, and the owner's hand takes more weight than expected. For heavier cats, look for reinforced flooring, strong handles, wide openings, and honest weight capacity. A carrier that technically holds the cat but makes the cat crouch in stress is not the right size. Worth buying number 4. A car-focused carrier or restraint system. Most owners put the carrier on a car seat and hope for the best. But car travel is one of the places where carrier design matters most. A good car carrier should stay stable, not roll, not collapse, and not slide across the seat during a normal stop. If a product claims crash protection, look for actual testing information, not just safety language. Even without a certified crash-tested system, a stable carrier with secure attachment points is better than a loose soft bag sliding around the back seat. Worth buying number 5. A simple emergency carrier. Every cat home should have a carrier that is easy to grab fast. This does not need to be expensive. It needs to be clean, functional, secure, and already in the house. Fires, storms, vet emergencies, sudden illness, apartment repairs, and travel problems do not wait while you order the perfect carrier. If money is tight, buy the safest simple hard carrier you can afford. Then keep it accessible. Do not bury it behind boxes in the garage. The final rule is simple. Do not buy a cat carrier for the product photo. Buy it for the worst 5 minutes of the trip. The moment when your cat pushes against the door. The moment when the car stops suddenly. The moment when the vet lobby is loud. The moment when the airline agent checks the size. The moment when the carrier has to be cleaned after an accident. That is when a good carrier pays for itself. And that is when a bad one shows you exactly how it robbed you. Subscribe to Eloise Watkins for the next Pet Lady Cat product audit before another brand drains your cart.